Ironman just banned meta classes during competition, and some runners and athletes hope that local races will ignore it. I don't think that's a great idea. Let me explain why. So between 1987 and 2002, I lived in Tampa. Every once in a while, in early spring, I'd take what we now politely call a mental health day, and I'd drive over to Dunedin or Clearwater to catch a spring training game. At the time, the Yankees had just moved their spring training home to Legends Field, across from Raymond James Stadium. Now here's what stuck with me. Legends Field is smaller than Yankee Stadium. Fewer seats, lower stakes, different energy. But functionally, it's almost identical. Same basic clubhouse flow, same walk to the dugout. Bullpen placement feels familiar. Even the whole facade echoes the Bronx. When people ask the Yankees why they bothered to replicate everything instead of designing something totally different, the answer was simple. They wanted players entering their system to feel prepared for the show. The scale was different. The standard wasn't. That's been rattling around in my head lately. Recently in triathlon, the Ironman rulebook was updated to specifically prohibit meta-glacis and similar wearable tech during competition. Predictably, that stirred up debate. Someone responded to a comment I made and basically said, I hope that local running races ignore that kind of thing. Let recreational athletes have their fun. And I get that instinct, really do. No one wants to be the fun police, but here's where I come at this differently, from the World Triathlon side. The point of a governing body's rules isn't just to regulate elites, it's to create a consistent environment across levels. Fair play, athlete initiative, safety. Those principles don't suddenly turn on when prize money shows up. They're supposed to be present from the age group level all the way up to someone trying to qualify for the Olympics. The scale changes. The blueprint shouldn't. Let me flip back to running for a second. So at the recent USA Half Marathon Championships, which doubled as a World Championship qualifier, the lead runners were taken off course by a lead vehicle. First three athletes, wrong direction. Later reviews showed the intersection wasn't set up according to governing body standards. Think about that. Years of training, one shot at a world team, and it unravels because the environment wasn't built to spec. That's like preparing for the biggest presentation of your career, and someone sends you to an elevator that doesn't reach the executive floor. You did your job, the system didn't. That's what happens when standards aren't consistent. Now scale that down to the local race. Now I'm not naive. A local race director doesn't have the staffing, budget, or infrastructure of a national championship. They're juggling volunteers, police coordination, sponsors, porta potties, all of it. They can't control everything, but they can control intent. They can decide whether the environment mirrors the sport's long-term standards or whether it drifts. And here's the tension. Most recreational athletes wearing meta glasses or carrying a GoPro or running with some sort of tech setup genuine believe they're not hurting anyone. And most of the time, they probably aren't. But governance isn't written for most of the time. It's written for consistency. It's written so that when an athlete decides, maybe unexpectedly, that they want to test themselves at a higher level, that the transition isn't jarring. It's written so habits formed locally don't become liabilities later. That's why I keep thinking about Legends Field. It wasn't Yankee Stadium, but it was built with the same blueprint. because development is deliberate. You don't wait until someone gets to the Bronx to teach them where the dugout is. You prepare them early, so when they step into a bigger arena, nothing feels foreign. This isn't about being rigid. It's not about suppressing innovation or telling recreational athletes they can't enjoy their experience. It's about remembering that local sport is part of a larger ecosystem. Race directors don't just grow participation, they grow potential. And those two things aren't in conflict. If anything, they reinforce each other. Because when the standard is clear, fair, safe, consistent, everyone benefits. The beginner, the age grouper, and the athlete chasing something bigger. Scale can change. The blueprint shouldn't. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.